Hey, Fangang! Hope everyone's having a fantastic start to your week. Today, we are putting on my reading glasses because we are playing The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante in the times of the fall of the blessed Arcanian Empire. Let us continue. We are nearing the end of adolescence, and we left off last time with an event that we're muting my TV. There we go. True love or something. I don't know. We got a love event. Where's my volume? There's my volume. Okay. Forbidden love. Oh, the lizard. Another day of school is behind you. You are now wandering your district, taking your time before going home. It is getting dark. Soon, you are walking past the splendid mansion of Count El Velasco, one of Magra's richest landlords. You hear a familiar voice from the other side of the iron fence. It is Stefan's voice. It is followed by the sound of a young lady laughing. Hey, Ace. Hope you're having a good night. You peek through the garden fence and into the mansion's garden. And indeed, where you see your elder brother, dressed like he is going to meet the Emperor himself. He is currently busy helping a pretty young lady out of the window. She locks him in an emotional embrace. You recognize her, Maria El Velasco, Count El Velasco's daughter. And as the whole city knows, she is already betrothed to another young nobleman from a far more illustrious family. We might have had something to do with how unillustrious our family is right now. We may have had an impact. Oh, Maria, I thought I would help you come down to earth from your heavenly abode. But your very touch brings me to the heavens. He's got a way of talking, doesn't he? He picks the Count's daughter up and holds her in the air. She laughs almost imperceptibly and kisses him on the cheek. But then Stefan takes her by the chin and turns her to face him. Their lips join in a kiss. A flurry of emotion washes over you as you watch it happen. Why? Stefan, I see. Hey, Gran. Hope you're doing good. Stefan is putting the reputation of his entire family at risk. Are we one to get upset about that? Like, after everything we've done so far, do we really have any right? I mean, it is our family to screw up, not his, but I don't know, it's just a little hypocritical even for me. Acting so frivolously with the Count's daughter may turn the Count's influence against all the Brantes, especially me. I need that influence. And yet Stefan always speaks so highly of noble bearing and composure and family honor. So he's basically an average nobleman. Stefan's face is glowing with joy. Your older brother, he is happy, truly happy. You have never seen Stefan like this as his arms hold the Count's daughter in a tender embrace, so gently as though he fears to hurt her. And Maria reciprocates. Forgot how to say that word. And Maria reciprocates his feelings. Must you really rob them of their secret joy? He's the responsible one. Yeah, he's supposed to be the responsible one. We're the one that's supposed to destroy the family, not him. Stay in your lane, Stefan. If you ever speak to him about this, no one else must hear it. You wait by the gate patiently until Stefan decides to return from his escapades. He is startled when he finally notices you standing by the gate. Remind him what a nobleman's honor means. If Stefan keeps acting like this, he'll bring disgrace on the family. Huh. So that'll increase our nobility, increase Stefan's relation, and destiny with Stefan's disgrace? I see, so they're both Stefan's disgrace, it's just which path we're taking on it. And aid Stefan his cause, he promised to keep brother's secret. But that doesn't even give us Stefan points. interestingly. Although, that's 2 points and 2 skills. That'll put us... What are the breakpoints on those? Ooh, 4. 4 is the breakpoint. So that'll put us... That'll put us in the ballpark for all 3 skills this chapter. That's actually tempting, even though I kind of want to do the reminder thing just for the bro points. Because I like Stefan now. Oh, this is actually a hard decision. Keep his secret to get our own breakpoints. Yeah, I want both of those breakpoints to get him up to 4. That's huge. And I doubt that I'll have a better opportunity than this before this chapter ends and they get locked in. Remind him what a nobleman's honor means. For a nobility point, which we're already... That doesn't get a breakpoint for us. But it does give us Stefan points, as well as avoiding a potential disgrace for the family, which would reduce everyone's standing. Fuck, man. This is hard. I think the family is gonna have to take one for the team. And we're gonna greed on this one. We're gonna greed on this one to get the breakpoints. Because we are God's strongest rebel right now. That's our game plan. So getting those breakpoints on spirituality and ingenuity for me is a lot more important than nobility. So Brante is together strong. That's true. However, this Brante is built different. What are you doing here? This late hour, Power Lines. Is there something you wish to tell me? You confessed to Stefan that you saw him today in the El Velasco garden with the Count's daughter. This affair puts both families' honor at risk. Yet you say you're happy for him. You can see how much he cares for her. No matter what, it is worth the risk. Stefan can trust you with the secret, you assure him. The two of you will keep it together. Stefan reacts to you with anger at first, but your supportive words calm him down. You've got all the makings of a professional spy, but you're right. The risk is too great. Your aid will not go amiss. You're no nobleman yet, but I hope your word is worth my trust. We'll help him out if it's... I was about to say if it's convenient, but that's a little too low. We'll help him... Hopefully if it's inconvenient. Hopefully, I don't know, man. We'll help him if we have the willpower for it, honestly. From that day on, he helped Stefan and Maria avoid attention on many occasions. You even have to distract Velasco's manservants and lead them away on a wild goose chase through the district. In the end, you are never caught, and you earn your brother yet another night with his beloved. They are both aware that the days of their hidden love are numbered. But how will your escapades affect the family's reputation? You and your brother agree. Whatever happens, happens. Young love is worth the risk. It's also worth getting those breakpoints. Yeah. And I'm gonna guess that there's gonna be 1 or 2 more events that'll let us get one of our stats above the next breakpoint of 7. Yeah, he's so noble. He's trying his best. Bless his heart. Uh-oh. Oh, that hasn't happened yet. What's next? What's next? An adult question. Whoa. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Oh, because of spirituality. Interesting. The day is sunny, scorching and hot. You are sitting in the yard in the shade of a tree, studying books about the twins' false gods' great descent. You hear shy, quiet steps. There is no need to look back. You know from the sound that it is Nathan. Your younger brother also sits in the shade of the tree, yet he is quiet. He is not tugging at your clothes this time. That is unusual. He is just sitting by your side, breathing loudly. What's he doing? Is he okay? Is he having an episode? You tear yourself away from the book and look at your brother. Nathan is deep in thought. He seems uneasy. He is fidgeting with a symbol of the twins, a cross inside a circle, the lash bound around the sword. It is Nathan's pendant. He wears it all the time, but not today. Don't give me too much credit, Gran. I'll be sagely if it's convenient. The silence wears on. Nathan takes a deep breath, like he is about to speak, but he does not. His face grows even grimmer. He looks unusually hurt and bitter. At last, Nathan gathers his courage. He takes another deep breath. His eyes narrow. His hand clutches the encircled cross. Tell me, Powerlines, the twins, they hate me, don't they? Well, it's not your fault. It's probably because you're my brother. I think it has more to do with me than you, honestly. We're being real. Also, hold on. Family. Does it tell me his age? I forget how old he is in relation to me. We're 14. And he was born, I think, 3 or 4 years after we were. So that means he's around 10, I think. That sounds about right. Also, yeah, in case anyone forgot, we have 2 out of 4 deaths. We're gaming. Oh, you're talking about spirituality or something lame like that. Nate's voice is quiet, yet firm. The world falls silent around you. Not even a gust of wind can be heard. It is as if everything is waiting for your answer. You look at your brother again, confused, because I don't actually know where this is coming from. 11? Okay, yeah. Where is this coming from? Is he having... I wouldn't say that the gods hate Nate as much as Mom shook him a little bit too much as a baby. I think Nate got rattled at an impressionable age, and that explains a lot, doesn't it? Nate, the youngest brother, the most unassuming child, he is quiet, obedient, and thoughtful. He has been your responsibility almost immediately since his birth, because Mom was trying to kill him and throw him against the wall. Yet he has never been a burden. He tries not to be a burden. He tries his best. Father is always aloof around him, and Mother was too tired to even smile. Even Grandfather seemed to avoid Nate with his scorn. He just treated your little brother like a piece of trash. He never called him by name, and always winced at the sight of him, because he looked so much like Mother. But is it true that the twin gods had no love for your little brother? Surely the twins have enough for even little Nate. They do, but he doesn't need it because they're false gods. Nate was born a commoner, like you. His lot is suffering, if you believe the false doctrine. Everyone is tested by the twins before their true death. Get in line, Nate. We've already had 2. You need to catch up to us. No one can expect mercy along their path. He was born the youngest child in your family. That is his trial. Nathan had to be out of the way in our family. I mean, yeah. Honestly, Nate has good survival instincts. That's... Oh shit, what's the name of that show? It's the one about the super dysfunctional family and the younger brother. There's a joke at one episode where he's seen but not heard. Hey, Petra, hope you're having a good time. We are approaching the end of our adolescent years. We're 14 years old. We are conspiring with our brothers or something. Most importantly, we just got some breakpoints in to lock these in. So we are statted up and we got 2 out of 4 deaths. We died twice before even hitting 10 years old because we're just built different. The first death was Grandfather literally caving our skull in with his cane because we kicked him in the shin. And the second death was we got ran over by horsies. What was I saying? Should Nathan persevere and bear the burden he was dealt, he shall yet reach the peak of the pillar when his time runs out. Why? It's false gods, fuck him. There's hope in Nathan's eyes as he looks at you. Guiding others in matters of faith is the clergy's lot. You are no priest, yet you cannot stay quiet. You see his pain, you see his trepidation, and so you will tell him what you think. What you are about to say may be a turning point in his life. The twins are stern and ruthless. Fuck them. Nathan's admonition. Interesting choices. Ooh. We definitely, categorically, we can't dispel his fears because we don't believe in the false gods. So we're going to confirm his fears. And I think it's going to set him up for trouble later on. But more importantly, look at those sweet points. Nobility and ingenuity, that's what I want right now. So Nate's going to take one for Team Me. Thanks, Nate. You're the best. You are quiet for a moment, and then you speak. The twins are stern indeed. They pay no heed to the wishes of men, for they are false gods. They have their own false vision, and they fall to guide all people to damnation. But how can the twins guide people when they are not people themselves? But there is a positive side to this. You do not have to love them either. After all, how can you force yourself to love forces that hate you just for being born? How can you force yourself to love entities that see you as wicked beings that can do nothing but blindly obey their will? How did we get so much nobility? Yeah, I don't remember why we have so much nobility. Like, it's kind of weird that we have any at all, honestly. But we're kind of nobled out. We're not really nobled out, because... 7. There's a chance that we might hit 7 in one of our stats. But I'm not holding my breath. I'm kind of content right now. If we can get 7 in one of them, I'll take it, but eh. For our gods have no mercy indeed, and their law is inhuman. We have to accept it, for it cannot be changed. No, we don't have to accept it. We can tear it down. We can find new gods. We don't even need gods. We have shadows. But when your true death comes, there are 2 paths open to you. You can be brought to the peak of the shining pillar, or you can be cast down into eternal suffering at the foot of the pillar. If you wish for the twins' solace and eternal bliss in the hereafter, submitting to their will is the only way according to their false doctrine. Nathan hangs on your every word. The despair in his face is replaced by rage. He leaps to his feet. His fingers ball into fists. A single tear rolls down his reddened cheek. Oh, we might have accidentally convinced Nate to nut up and be a man. Or we could become a god. Oh, Ace has a good idea. No! That cannot be. It's impossible! You simply cannot be right. The twins are testing me, and they're testing me right now, too. I'm gonna tell Mom you're spreading heresy! What's she gonna do, kill me? Fuck it. I'll go tell her myself. I don't care about Mom. Mom is a sinking ship, Nate. You gotta get on the right team. Nathan screams these words in your face and runs away, his pennant clenched in his fist instead of around his neck. He turned back to the book with a heavy heart. It always hurts to face the cruelty of this world. Will your younger brother weather the storm? He knows his threat means nothing. He will never tell on you. His doubt is too great. I hope we turn Nate into a rebel. That'd be nice. That'd be nice if Nate, like, stopped just being wallpaper, honestly. We're enterprising, eh? A spiritual admonition. Eh. That didn't go how I wanted it to, but I'll take it. The stats are nice. The poets. We're getting a lot of events. This event is a consequence of our previous actions of being a wily fox. Today, you and Thomas are out to explore the streets of the Castle District. You delve into the district, right to the old siege walls of Anazote. The city needs these walls no longer. There are no more That's foreshadowing. That's foreshadowing. Wonder what's gonna happen at these walls later. There are no more enemies left for the Empire to fight, since the twins descended and chose the Tempest dynasty to rule the Empire. It has spread from sea to sea, bringing its rule and peace for many generations. The two of you gaze in awe at the old charcoal black marks on the former fortress walls. They say magic wielders during the Char Millenadis rebellion could conjure gusts of fire that would drop colonies with their own hands. The rebellious Duke fought against the Emperor and the Church of the Twin Gods in the days of yore, but nothing remains of his rebellion now, save for the scorched ruins and parched land throughout Magra. Oh, I bet that is younger sister's plot here. She's probably plotting with a survivor of the Millennitis family. That's my guess of what her plot is. I don't remember if we have the breakpoint to get into sister's conspiracy. That might have been earlier on this chapter, honestly, because we didn't get our ingenuity up until way late. You and your friends study the old walls and daydream about the battles that took place here during the rebellion. But then, you hear a muffled voice coming from somewhere below the ground. You look around and find a hole in the brickwork where the sounds are coming from. Naturally, you take a peek. You see a half-ruined hall built below the ground and a handful of young men and women standing there in the dark. They look a little bit older than you, wearing plain shirts and dresses. A young man is standing on a piece of crumbled wall, reciting some of his poetry. It tells the story of a nobleman who fell into a puddle thanks to his gaudy cloak, and none of his noble bearing was of any help. He ends it with a farcical bow. You hear applause and laughter. Yay! Uh-oh, sister's turn. Because hopefully her poetry improves since it was thrown in the fireplace. He gets down from the crumbled wall and a young girl takes his place. You cannot see her face. You cannot see her face in the darkness, but hers is a voice you could recognize anywhere. It is Gloria. Your sister begins to recite a poem she has written. Yeah, this might be the secret society. Although, I'm not down for a dead poet society, as she can keep this secret society if this is it. When I hear secret society, I think we're going to be altering the fate of the country, not, I don't know, beatniks? Whatever this is. Nay, Gloria, yours is no proper life. You are to be a mother and a wife, except the kitchen apron for a gag. And lo, another voice now takes a crack. You're straying from your lot. You've got some nerve. Eyes down and be obedient, and serve your husband, children, house. They are your absolute. Nay, Gloria, you are but rotten fruit. Oh, that was actually pretty good. You lean down to hear her better, but sand and stones fall from under your feet and into the underground hall. Gloria looks up and meets your gaze. Thomas pulls you away from the hole. Thanks, Tommy. So they're reading poems. Imagine that. They sure hate nobles, and even Gloria. I never thought your sister could do that. But they're sure gonna get in trouble if they get spotted by an adult. Bad mouthing a noble will get you flogged into next week. Not to mention all the trouble you can get into for writing poems if you're a commoner. You better tell your sister to lay off. We better stay away from them too. We want to openly divide the lots too. But I don't want to do it with poetry, because poetry is stupid. Full send. I hate poetry. All my homies hate poetry. You nod. Being around these people puts Gloria in great danger, but you know your sister. It will not be easy to tell her this. Your adventure in the Castle District is done for tonight. You and your friend return home. During dinner, Gloria will not look at you. Her hair is all disheveled. Is she afraid? Or is she ashamed? You are also worried sick. These literary gatherings may spell danger for your sister. But for an illegitimate child like her, there are so few ways to forge her own path. Dinner is over. Soon, you and Gloria are alone at the table. What are you going to tell her? Look, Edgar Allan Poe gets a pass because I consider him an author, not a poet. So, Edgar Allan Poe, that's okay. Even if he writes poetry, it's because he's an author, not a poet. Fuck poets. All my homies hate poets. My hatred for poetry is mostly because I had a teacher, a really bad English or literature teacher, I forget which class it was. She argued with me that my interpretation of some stupid poem was wrong, which defeats the entire point of the exercise, which is finding your own fucking interpretation and meaning of the words. So, I hate poetry, and I hate poets. Hate! That's it. Convince Gloria to leave the society. Ooh, points. If anyone ever hears about this poets gathering, it could be bad for Gloria. Or keep the secret. For Gloria points and ingenuity. Ooh, this is actually a tough one. We're getting some last minute points in. This is a 2-pointer or a 1-pointer plus Gloria. Does the family relations have breakpoints? I don't know how this works. No, those are non-family. Gloria... It doesn't look like they have breakpoints so much as they're either positive or negative. Yeah. This is a tough one. Because I want to save her from the poets, but she's already a poet herself, so that's kind of a moot point. And I do like ingenuity. You know what? We kind of owe her for roaching out on her with grandfather when she took that ass beating for us. Plus, we did keep Stefan's secret. So we kind of owe her this. And I'll take the ingenuity even if this is a 2-pointer. Oh, but if there's another chance for nobility, that would get us above the breakpoint for dignified. However, I also don't give a shit about becoming a noble. Not really. So we're gonna keep the secret. For no other reason, mostly, than we kind of owe her for roaching out that one time. Gloria finally looks at you. You wink at your sister and promise to keep her secret. You praise the poetry you were able to overhear and confess that you were impressed. Lyingly. We lie. A big joyous smile appears on her face, accepting our lie at face value. Also, yes, Grant, that is a major failure. So happy, brother. I thought you were about to tell me to stop going there and say what mother says about my lot. But I'm glad you're not like that. Me and my friends, without our poetry, we don't have anything else left. Nothing but our abysmal daily lives. At least we can laugh about it this way. What about writing fiction? You can write without doing poetry. You can do that. Why can't you just do that? Anything but poetry. What about writing songs? At least that way you can get your rhymes in, but you're not doing poetry. So there's no helping Gloria. She's sinking right along with Mom. You get serious and tell her that her friends need to work much harder to hide their meetings. After all, the secret passion could end badly for them if they get caught. The best way out of this is to meet in a new place every time. He lists off several abandoned places nearby where nobody will look for them. He promised her that if she ever comes close to danger, you will be there to protect her, unless she's about to get flogged, in which case she's on her own. We shouldn't be giving out blank checks like that. We already gave her one blank check that was exactly this before, and it didn't work out. Pro-revolution propaganda. That's stupid. They should get the guillotine too. Poets get the guillotine too. Gloria nods and plants a kiss of sisterly joy on our cheek. Yay. Yay. Event happened. Yay. What's next? What's next? Eugene. Grandfather's passing and last respects have left a mark on the entire family. His words relayed from the hereafter keep echoing in your mind. You still do your best to avoid the memory of grandfather's last night and spend more time on the city streets with Tommy and your other classmates. Damn, look at the size of that rat the cat caught. That thing is bigger than the cat. Also, those are thugs. They got a club. The road by the house reminds you of another clash with death. Sometimes as you walk along that road, you recall Sophia, the beautiful girl with the wonderful eyes and the terrifying thundering hooves. You have not seen Sophia since that fateful day. The children who live nearby say her parents sent her to a rich Archnean family, the Ottons, as a servant. Have we seen a book that isn't religious or a textbook? A law book? But yeah, you're right. But I mean, literacy seems pretty widespread, at least for like the middle class and up in this society. So you'd think there would be like just regular books. The sun has set. The pillar shines palely in the dark sky. Tommy is ill, so you decide to visit him and tell him the latest news. The streets seem oddly agitated tonight, full of horses, cloaked men, strange faces, and hushed voices. A young nobleman, heavy embroidered cloak, is walking back and forth, clutching at his sword nervously. There's a grimace of rage on his delicate blue face. He is an Archnean. Whoa. Uh-oh. We got an arc. We got an arc, boys. You overhear voices. Sir Otton! The girl's not at home. We searched the house. Her parents swear she ran away from home too. They claim they wanted to bring her back. Just do whatever it takes. Turn this loathsome district upside down if you must. Bring my servant back to me. She's here. Ugh. Sophia ran away from an Archnean. I have a feeling what happened to her. How can this be? I think there's a bit of a power dynamic that got taken advantage of. That's what I'm assuming. There's only one place in the entire street where a person could hide, the abandoned Morel house, 4 houses away from yours. You head there, doing your best not to attract attention. The lopsided house, built of yellow brick, has been abandoned for 20 years or so. You remember playing there as a boy. I don't remember that. Was I asleep during that event? You glimpse a figure inside even before you enter. A pair of eyes glimmer in the dark. You would recognize them even after another 4 years. Sophia has grown up. She is almost an adult now, and her face is full of fear. She is not the easygoing girl next door that you remember. She finally recognizes you. Oh, it's you, Powerlines! Be quiet, they're all looking for me. I ran away from the youngest Otten. I might be in for a lesser death here. I'd rather die than spend another day in their slavery. Just a thing to them, just a toy to play with. Valid. Sophia... Spider dropped down from the ceiling in front of my face. Sophia winces and closes her mouth as she says this. There's a glint of bright bright yellow, deep in her eyes. Huh. I ran to my parents. They told me all about the men I had to serve. They went and alerted the Ottens. They don't want to be the target of their ire, but you aren't going to tip them off, are you? The barking and shouting are getting closer. Sophia's voice grows quiet. She runs off to the darkest corner of the house before he can answer. One of Otten's servants is so close, you can hear his cloak swishing against the ground. He notices something and calls for the others. There are more voices around you now. They approach the house from the yard and surround it. One of them seems particularly snappy, annoyed, and impatient. You have already heard his voice today. Dorius? Dorius? What a nerd. If you're in there, girl, you'd be wise to come out and quit wasting my time. All will be forgiven, and you'll go back to where you were. You know it, and if you don't, I'll drag you out by the hair. You're gonna do that anyways. Dorius. The hilt of a young Archnean sword bashes at the door. He's about to lose his patience for good. Sophia hugs the wall in the dark, trying to stay still. She glances at you. What will you do? Your heart is racing. Can you act against the Archnean's orders? Do you have the gall to defy the mighty noblemen? Try to stop Otten. You will protect your friend, even if you have to defy the young Archnean. I don't really care about Sophia, though. I mean, I only saved her life back then because it was a funny death. Bring Sophie back to the Otten. Conditions not met. She died the first time. Interesting. Help Sophie flee with ingenuity and willpower. How much is that going to cost? Only 5? That's not terrible. You lead the fugitive girl through the old cellar and away from the house. Hide alone. Roach out. Things have become too dangerous. You're not able to influence the fate of Sophia. I don't want to do hide alone, mostly because that'll put us at 25, which is a really awkward number to have willpower at. Because then whenever there's a plus 10, we lose out on 5 points. So that's not great. So it's between help Sophie flee or try and stop him. Neither of these give me points. In fact, helping her flee takes points. But not a lot. Hey, I'm not afraid of Roach now. Especially if it's a grandfather with a cane. It seems like, well, I don't know. This is a hard one. I think this will be more a matter of the whatever dumbass's name was, the nerd, whatever Mr. Otten, his name is. I think this will be more he'll remember us later on. So this is a tough one. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They'll have unforeseen consequences. I'm gonna use the willpower just to keep unforeseen consequences at bay. I'll take that hit on willpower. So I can float that. He grabs Sophie's hand as you run down the stairs to the old cellar. She resists you at first till she reads your lips. There's a secret way out. You sneak away into the cellar, leading the way. The floorboards groan above your heads as the Archnean and his men search the house. Excuse me. But only children who grow up in the district know that this cellar leads to the neighboring district. You lead Sophia to the hole in the cellar floor and help her squeeze in. There it is, an odd tunnel that leads to a well 2 streets away. None of the children know who dug it. You played here and chased each other through it so many times as a lad. And now, the secret passage will rescue Sophie from genuine pursuit until she gets caught by guards in the next district. Soon, you are in the well. There is nothing above you save for the sky full of clouds. You wait until you hear no more steps around you, then climb out of the well and help Sophia up. You lead the way to the slums around the temple district, the easiest place to disappear. A dog in a nearby house starts barking. One of Otten's men appears in front of you. You take a step back as her fingers search for a brick, ready to defend Sophia, no matter the cost. Let's walk that back a little bit. She squeezes your hand, then you hear a high-pitched scream of rage. A flash of yellow light stuns you. In the blink of an eye, Otten's man freezes and collapses, unable to get up. Oh, fuck, she's a witch. She's a witch! Sophia's eyes are no longer sky blue. They are yellow now. She lets go of your hand. You recoil in fear. You weren't supposed to see that, power lines? Don't worry, I won't hurt you. But I won't let them take me. I won't go back to Otten after this. I need to run as far as my legs can take me. Good luck with that, witch. Witch! Thank you for helping me and Pharaoh. You bye. Get out of here, witch. Witches get the guillotine. Sophia gives you a gentle kiss on the cheek. Wipe it off. And disappears down the dark alleyway. You stand there, stunned. Sophie is a witch. Her magic bound Otten's man by the arm. Magic seems kind of common, doesn't it? Bound the man by his arms and legs and made him unable to move. You hear Otten's screams of rage and the thumping of his men's feet. But Sophie is long gone. It's a shame that was all you could do for her. I don't know if I want to use the magic for the revolution. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. The runaway girl becomes talk of your district for an entire week. You overhear that Sophia managed to flee the city. The Ottens are furious. After this sudden appearance, she disappears from your life once more. You do not see her again until much, much later. Witch! Alright. We experienced our first romantic feelings for a witch. Ooh, okay, we got one more year left. We're 15. Bloodstained sermon. That don't sound good. You're about to turn 15, just one step away from adulthood. Mother is acting anxious at dinner today, barely touching her food. You exchange glances with Gloria. She carefully tells you that she wants to go to the tailor. Mother shudders, and her hands clench into fists. Uh-oh. I think Gloria's getting married. No! Don't you dare leave home today. I forbid it! That dirty heretic Fotis is preaching his lies under the silver tree today. Twins willing, I don't want you to hear any of that. Oh. Shut up, Mom. Shut up. You and Gloria glance at each other again. Fotis, he is a patriarch, the head of the clergy throughout the entire province. That is the first time you've heard Mother speak like this about a priest, especially such a high-ranking one. Once you leave the dinner table, Gloria comes to your room with a cunning expression on her face, like she's about to play a trick on someone. She has a plan. The two of you should sneak out of the house and go to the silver tree. You simply must hear that sermon for yourself. What's so bad about Patriarch Fotis? Why does Mother hate him so much? You two are grown-ups now. Surely you have the right to know. Well, I don't like the priest either, because he's a priest of the false gods, unlike the shadow that we smiled at when we were born. That's the real God. You agree with your sister. Together you sneak out from under your mother's watchful eye and hurry to the silver tree. The temple block is full of people from all ranks and estate. There's barely enough room for you to squeeze through the crowd. The crowd has gathered around the very roots of the tree. Gloria suggests that you climb up to the roof of a nearby building so you can hear and see everything better. I don't think he's preaching. If I remember right, the patriarch, he's of the egalitarian branch of the main religion. And not a moment too soon. From the roof, you see a tall, silver-haired priest step onto the platform by the tree, dressed in the common black robe that looks far beneath his rank. Yet he stands like a noble before the crowd. Behind his back is a banner flapping in the wind, the open book. This is the symbol of the new faith, the crowd whispers. The patriarch holds his hands up to the sky, and the entire temple block grows quiet. He begins his sermon, his vibrant voice rolling across the square. Photis speaks of a great mistake. We entrusted ourselves to the lots as the only way to fulfill divine providence in this world. But for all these years, the will of the twins has been interpreted for us by a single man, Prophet Asatius. The twins are ever watching from atop the shining pillar. Of this we have no doubt. But how can we so blindly believe that we truly follow their will by following the lots? Have we not seen the 3 lots of Asatius fail again and again to answer the question of how we ought to live our lives? Have we not seen people change their lot in life again and again without being smitten by divine wrath? Every person born, whether human or Arcanian, low-born or noble, must find their lot and their way to gods on their own. He's not wrong, because we're finding our own way to our own god, the shadow. From now on, we will seek the gods in the account of their own lives, and their own acts in this world, and their own words as they echo within us. And as we heed the voice of the twins within, we will each find their path for us on our own. The crowd at the silver tree listens to the patriarch's speech in stunned silence. You glance at your sister. Her eyes glisten with tears as you hear Photis' words. He's right, but his teachings are also false because he still believes in the twins, who are categorically false deities and need to be cast down. Down with them! Gods get the guillotine. Then suddenly a hoarse cry rises from the crowd. If there are no lots, does that mean nobles are going to till the fields and the commoners are going to bear arms? The crowd begins to murmur. The patriarch raises an arm and inhales, ready to answer. An odd figure leaps from the crowd onto the platform. A dirty beggar dressed in rags. A knife flashes in his hand. The blade slices. Blood starts spurting from Photis' throat. He slumps over and collapses. A dark brown puddle spreads across the platform where he had stood. Gloria clutches her mouth to suppress a shriek. Oh, he got martyred. Well, there goes the peaceful option for the new faith. Boy got martyred. RIP. Well, we don't have to do anything else to start the revolution. It's going to start on its own now. They done fucked up. A few moments of stunned silence, and then the screams begin. The people are frantic. The temple guards try to restore order in the crowd, but to no avail. An old woman dressed in Inquisitor's cassock tries in vain to apply pressure to the patriarch's wound. Interesting that an Inquisitor is trying to save his life. I would have assumed an Inquisitor would be part of the old faith, not the new faith. So that's interesting. The nobles draw their sword. Maybe the Inquisitors are only witch hunters in this, because that's the only other time we've seen them, isn't it? Maybe they're just witch hunters. Dogs are barking. The crowd is pushing and shoving. Children are crying. The entire square by the tree is in chaos. From the roof, you see the moment when people start trampling each other, howling, praying, shouting. Gloria tugs on your sleeve. Time to go. You climb down from the roof and run. You turn home without exchanging a word. Mother has been in her room all the while, so no one noticed your absence. Gloria locks herself in her room. You do not discuss the things you have just seen. They're too frightening. But your parents discuss every little detail of the blood-stained sermon over dinner. This is unbelievable. A patriarch murdered in plain sight. The gendarmes? Gendarmes? Hindarmes. Hindarmes. The gendarmes and the Archduke's guards have searched every corner of the slums, and the murderous beggar has disappeared without a trace. I can't even imagine a more gruesome crime. Fotis has died a true death, never to return from the hereafter. It's not a beggar. Nah. It's either a clergyman in disguise or a nobleman in disguise. Or one of their brainwashed lackeys or something, I don't know. But how? Why can't the patriarch be reborn? He's so close to the twins. Such is the way of the world, my children. Once you are granted great power by the twins' will, there's no hope for you to come back. Not even after the first of your deaths. Emperors, their powerful vassals, heads of great Archnean dynasties, patriarchs of the church, none of them are destined to be reborn. Doesn't that imply that none of them are following the twins' will if they're not being reborn? Interesting. Fotis is gone forever. I fear for her soul. It was lost in doubt. Will the twins accept him upon the peak of the pillar? We must pray for the patriarch children. Let us hope he managed to return to the true old faith before the moment of his passing. Shut up, Mom. Would your ship sink already? I thought Dad was supposed to remarry. But there's little hope for that. Bro died. Oh. Fall of new faith or fall of old faith? But we want them both to fall. How do we make them both fall? I guess we want the fall of the old faith because that's easier to manipulate than the old faith. So I guess that puts us in the boat for old faith, just because it's easier to manipulate. Tomorrow, you turn 16. According to imperial law, you will be a full adult. Your time at Sword Tibber School has ended. You have studied enough to apply for the Imperial College and learn the judge's trade there. But we caught the whip. We don't want to be any lot. Fuck him. You are to travel to Eterna tomorrow. Your friend Thomas will go there with you to try his luck in the Imperial capital. Mother and father prepare you for the long journey. Remember, son, there's only one goal for you. You must become a student at the Imperial College. Your teachers dragged you through all those books for a reason. You have the knowledge and fervor to be ennobled by the mantle as I was, and as my late father was before me. And who knows, maybe one day you will be the one to write the name Brante in the blue book and ensure that your children's children will be noble by birth. When mother speaks to you carefully, there's worry in her eyes. But Robert, there may be another path for our son. Stefan, your firstborn, was born a noble, who will surely earn the title for the entire Brante family. Your second son bears the favor of the twins. What? Where is this coming from? For him, the path of the priest is a worthy calling, no less than a nobleman's sword. Shut up, Mom! They have been arguing about your future for a while now. Still, she would never defy the will of a nobleman and her husband. You smile at them both, trying to placate them. Gloria laughs quietly behind their backs. Just don't become a snoot like Stefan, and you'll do just fine. Snoot. Mother chides Gloria for that. You wink at your sister. Nathan has been downcast all evening. He barely touched his dinner. When everyone gets up from the table, he suddenly rushes over to embrace you. You're getting a little old for this, Nate. Getting a little old for this little brother act. Please don't go. Can't you stay? I don't know what I'm gonna do without you. It's kind of your fault. You tussle his hair in response. There's no way you can stay now, you say. But when you come home, and you will come home, you'll tell him all your stories and bring him a special present from Eterna. This is it. All your lessons have been learned. All your things have been packed for the road. You will leave the family home tomorrow. Tonight is your last night at home before your departure. You walk the rooms one last time. The sitting room where Mother used to read you fairy tales. Okay, so there are normal books. Okay. The library, where Gloria used to spend all her time. Father's study, which you entered only on special occasions. The backyard, where you taught Nate to build towers one summer. I mean, it sounds more like Dad's problem. But also Nate's problem, yes. The whole place feels so familiar, so dear to you. It feels like home. You lived here for 16 years. Will you ever return? It is getting late. Everyone is already in their rooms, but you hesitate. Father, Mother, Gloria, and Nate, it will be a long time before you see them again. Who will we spend time with? Ooh. Breakpoints. Okay. That would put us at 7 for the next one. No. Just no. Ooh, that'll put us up on ingenuity too. Or willpower. No. So Dad or Gloria? I don't know. This is a hard one. I could go either way. Because they're both going to put us over the break point for the top one. So we can go dignified or inventive. Yeah, imagine spending time with Mom. Jesus. Imagine spending it. We are 1 foot in the lifeboat off her sinking ship, and we want to go back and spend time with her? Oh, hell no. Honestly, I'm a little tempted to get the willpower up for the start of the next chapter, but it's not worth it. Because we are at the break point. This is totally worth it. Because this is going to get locked in at the end of this chapter. This is a tough one. Because if we go dignified, that presents us with opportunities to infiltrate the nobility and tear it down from the inside. Whereas with ingenuity, we're already up to the next best with both nobility and spirituality. And having ingenuity that high could open up really interesting roads for the revolution. We're inventive. We could invent the guillotine, guys. Yeah, this is a tough one. I think... You know what? Going to college, we're going to be spending a lot more time with Stefan. And we already have a pretty good ingenuity whatever stat to get by with if we need to. Even though if it isn't at the high break point. If going to go rebel, go ingenuity. I know, but I kind of want to bro it up with Stefan. Man, I want them both. And I also want to spend time with Dad way more than with Gloria. Because we've always been on Team Dad. I don't really care about Gloria that much. Gloria is just better than Nate, kind of. She's a poet. Honestly, Nate's better than Gloria. Because Nate's not a poet. Man. In my heart of hearts, I'm gonna go with Dad. Because Dad's been our boy from day one. I think. Dad is our boy, but also we want to be a rebel and tear everything down. Fuck. We're just... Send it. We're spending time with Dad. I don't want to spend time with Sister. She's dumb. She's gonna read us poetry. No, I don't want poetry. I want to talk about swords and stuff. You find Father in his study, reading a book. He has been like this for as long as he can remember, always at his massive desk, surrounded by books and papers and letters, reading or writing. You enter the study. Father looks up from his book and gives you an inquisitive glance. You want to spend the night with him before you leave. Maybe he can tell you some stories about Eterna in his own studies or give you some fatherly advice. Father smirks at that, as though he's plotting something. Have a seat, son. See, he was waiting for us. He was waiting for us! This is why you go on Team Dad. Look, imagine getting read poetry by sister instead of drinking with dad. Barley whiskey, a nobleman's drink. I think it would be good for you to try it. Father pulls out 2 glasses and pours a little of the liquid into each of them. You take your glass and bring it to your mouth. The whiskey stings your lips and palate. Father clearly savors the drink. Father tells you a long story about his studies at the Imperial College. He had to study among the sons of the richest nobles from all corners of the land. He was but a commoner back then, and he had his fair share of hardships. Wait, Dad wasn't born a noble? Does that mean grandfather also didn't marry a noble? I'm confused. When you ask him about living in the capital, he says it was difficult, dangerous, and full of temptation. You'll have your share of time in high society as well. I hope the company of nobles won't lead you astray, son. You didn't go to a boarding school like your older brother, but I believe a good education and a good family still stand for something. Now what else can I tell you before you leave? Father recalls the balls held in the capital when he was a youth. He even stands up from the desk and shows you a couple of moves. Ooh. Their dancing was incredibly modest. All bows and sidesteps, no touching between the dance partners. But then again, he chuckles. Those were the days when a fair lady could steal your heart with a single glance. You nod. If anything, you know that feeling by now. Ah, we got bewitched. Damn it. We should have sent for the Archman. After he mentions dancing, he starts speaking of something he has never mentioned to you before. Stefan's late mother and his first wife, Amelia L. Borne. You listen to his every word, surprised by this show of trust. Oh, Amelia L. Borne was the noble bird of prey at Anizote, and the ballrooms were her hunting ground. Everyone thought they could tame her. Your grandfather saw her just once, then he was off to Baron El Borne to negotiate the marriage. I was impressed by her. I was so proud of myself, and yet I expected Amelia to be reborn after childbirth, but it did not happen. And when I recall it now after so many years, I see that the gods arranged it this way. Otherwise, I would never have started a family with your mother. Oh, how much I had to suffer for marrying Lydia, but she alone is the true heart of... Dad, I think you need to reconsider that notion. The sun is about to rise. You should rest before the long trip. Before he leaves for his bedroom, Father embraces you tightly. I'm so proud you're an adult now, son. You're capable of achieving so much. Always remember that. Yeah, it's hard not to be Team Dad when the other options are so lame. Seriously. You get into bed, your head spinning slightly. This midnight talk with Father was about your future or his past. Regardless, it will remain your memory for years to come. Yeah, Dad point. Yeah, brick point. We're dignified. We're a dignified rebel. We hold our pinky out, we're sipping our whiskey. Departure from home. Year 1133. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do another run where I'm min-maxing other stuff. I can't wait to do other runs in this game because it's so fucking good, though. You leave the family home for a long time. Your future awaits you in Eterna, the capital of the Empire. Oh. The end of adolescence. Last night was your final night at home. The carriage is now waiting at the gate, ready to take you to the capital. The clippity-cloppeting of the idle hooves against the cobblestone count the seconds before your departure. You take one more look at your parents' house and recall your childhood spent there, in the nearby yards at your school, and on the winding streets of Anizote. Only ingenuity is directly linked to... We do have a good ingenuity score, though. It's just not at the last breakpoint. You clashed with the greater world around you and survived. You felt the tingle of emotion for the first time, and you were taught, but... Felt the tingle of emotion for the first time. That's a little bit of a weird thing to say. Like, emotion... You feel emotion from day zero, right? Whatever. You were taught by the school and the streets. You explored the city of your birth and learned something of its past. You witnessed first-hand events that will be remembered by history for all time. All of this is yours now, forever. You saw death, lesser death followed by rebirth, two deaths specifically. And the true death that takes and never gives back. You saw death lying in wait to strike the unaware, like a beast stalking us. Well, actually, it was stalking the other person, but we jumped in because we like death here. You saw grandfather's angry grimace lit by the flickering fire of the lamp, the Archduke's cavalry trampling those who stood in their way, and your older brother's bloodied sword slicing through the air. Death has followed you from a very young age. Was the shadow death? Huh. And yet, you live on. You have a family who has been by your side all these years. Thomas taught you many things. How to take a hit, how to keep your word, and how to remain true to your own self. You see, if we went and listened to Gloria's dumb poetry on our last night, that wouldn't have been keeping it real. And now Thomas is walking the same carriage as you are, with a heavy bag slung over his shoulder. Your friend will remain your companion for the time being until he takes a hit for the team and eats a true death for us. Ahead of you is a long trip towards the capital of adulthood. For the first time, you'll be away from your family and home. What awaits you in the future? My biggest worry is that we have like one perception. That's an actual problem. Like, where is it? Where's all the stats? Where's the baby stats? Where do we see baby stats? Has to be somewhere. Relations, map, no. Well, I remembered specifically that we got determination at the highest, but perception was like literally 1 point. Yeah, Tommy is a good boy. We like Tommy. Oh, next page. Duh. Yes, your qualities from childhood and adolescence will now convert into adult qualities. Ooh. We died twice. Continue. We are now a youth. A youthful adult.
Leaving my hometown behind, I set out for the capital of the empire. There, I would discover my role in society.
Chapter 3, Youth. Look at us with our walking cane. We're strapping. We're a strapping young man. Leaving home. The driver flicks the reins. The carriage slowly sways and starts moving away from your home. You stick your head out the window and wave goodbye to your family. Nate is... God damn it, Nate. Is running after the carriage with Thomas's younger brother in tow, tears glistening in their eyes as they cry and shit their pants. It hurts to leave your home behind. Ahead lies Eterna, the imperial capital. You have often read about it and heard stories from Father and Stefan. It is a city that surpasses Anizote enormously in terms of size, age, wealth, and beauty. But what is it really like? What kind of life awaits you there? What will you learn there, and where will your actions take you? You pass the old walls of Anizote. Somewhere within them is the old fortress you and Thomas built together out of old wooden planks, now left to the care of your other brothers, younger brothers. You two are adults now. Perhaps your fortress will crumble, now abandoned, or perhaps your brothers will continue what you started. Who knows? You look down at your hands, knuckles covered in scars from street antics, fingers stained with ink. Mother gave you a cross to wear away from home. Now you feel its warmth against our chests. The fire of the false gods, whatever. Your family counts on you, even though they all wish a different future for you. But they are behind you now in Anizote. From this point on, only you will decide which road you will take. Yeah! This is the journey you prepared for throughout your entire childhood. Ahead of you lie many years in the capital, years that will determine your fate and your place in society. Oh, oh, oh! God damn it! Perception tanked us. Fuck. Fuck. God damn it. We got fucked. Ah. Hopefully these can still go up. These are your personal qualities in adulthood, which you will use for the rest of your life. Shit. They are the sum of your qualities that you gained in childhood and adolescence. For most skill checks, you will need a value between 10 and 16. Value of 17 are required for rare and especially difficult choices. The maximum value 20 only gives you a chance for one extraordinary deed. Fuck. Oh, wait. Oh, I see. They're multiple pairings. Okay, cool. God damn, that perception is killing us. God damn, I didn't know. I didn't know! I was a bashful baby. I was too determined. Okay, they still do improve, thank God. These are your personal qualities in adulthood. Oh, same thing. God damn it, perception. Come on, save us, determination. Save us. Oh, oh, oh! Seasoned warrior! Let's go! Ooh, we can go dangerous enemy. Ooh. Seasoned warrior. Conspirator! Aha! Whoa! Your talent for inciting riots, organizing ambushes, and plotting murders, assaults, and sabotage. It determines the success of your criminal undertakings. Ooh. I kind of like that. Ooh. Wait, hold on. What was this one? Your capabilities as a warrior, your strength in battles and duels, affects your ability to fight and command troops. Most important to the judge. I don't know. Conspirator. That's pretty based. I'm liking Conspirator. I like the sound of that. And eloquence. Ah, we don't have a lisp. That's nice. That's nice. We don't have a lisp. That's cool. Your ability to instill faith to guide and lead people with your speeches. Most important to the Inquisitor. Ooh, what were the other ones? I didn't look. Let's see here. The judge again. The conspirator. Oh, they're doubled up. Oh fuck. Okay, so we need manipulation. That has to go up. We are so fucked without manipulation. Perception is killing us. But we're starting pretty good in valor and scheming. So we got that going for us, at least. But man, that perception just killed us. If I knew when I was a baby that both points would matter equally, boy, things would have been different. Look, I'm all for the bloody revolution, but you know, college's gonna be rough. Oh. You remain in the common state. with no choice but to fend for yourself and make your own way in the world. Hey, we caught the whip. We caught the whip. Path of the priest. True death. We yield. Fuck this world. You left your hometown to study in the Imperial... Oh, same thing. Path of the priest. You enroll in the seminary, hoping to become a priest and assume the clergy. Path of the nobleman. Like your father and grandfather, you enroll in the Imperial College, hoping to become a judge and a nobleman of the mantle. Or we die. I don't know. I kind of like him. I don't know. I could go for either. Because I feel like there has to be a way to run a revolution from inside the nobility. But if I have to choose, I think I'll end up lotless. I don't know. This is a tough one. Events. Wait. Oh, life paths. So we have to end up with one of these four. Okay. Ooh, so we have Aelus. Oops, no idea. Collapse of the Lotless. You fail to protect the Lotless. The Empire utterly destroys the secret society. Huh? Interesting. Oh, that's the poets. I don't want to be down with the poets. The Lotless at large. You rescue the Lotless, and the secret society continues its activities. Lotless sounds like bad and yeah, a little. Look, if they're poets, they die. If they're not poets, I'll give them a chance, okay? Bond of friendship. You and Thomas... Huh? Maybe rings mean something different in this world. Shield of the New Faith. You side of the New Faith support the transformation of the church. We kind of want them both to die. Shield of the Old Faith. Yeah. Victory in the tourney. You prevail over every opponent in the Imperial College tournament. Ooh. Ooh, we can fight for Dad? Ooh. I'm kind of down for fighting for Dad. That's kind of cool. Yeah. We, God damn, that perception killed us, though. At least we have these going for us. Some of them are better than others, but man, thank God we got down with Dad to get past that breakpoint. We are now 16 years old. It takes a whole month to reach Eterna. You and Tommy spend the days wagging your chins and staring at the scenery as your carriage makes its way along the road and towards the next province. Soon it crosses the familiar barren, arid lands of Magra to the stately mountains of Illyria. During one of your many stays at a roadside inn, the two of you even manage to share a whole bottle of strong wine and keep it a secret from the servant who drives the carriage. Adult life feels positively intoxicating. That's the wine. Soon, I'll tell you. We'll soon be there. And I'll earn my sword as soon as I get accepted in the military academy, you see? And no one's gonna walk over me like I'm some commoner. You keep rehearsing everything they taught you in school. Soon, you're almost at the end of your long journey. You have left behind the arid rocks of Magra, the mountains of Illyria, and the flooded meadows of... I think that's a swamp. A flooded meadow? I'm pretty sure that's a swamp. Of Archnia. Eterna! The capital is right ahead. Situated at the junction between Reglata and Taurina rivers, the city is vast. 3 majestic stone bridges keep its 3 shores interconnected. Smooth stone paves the main city streets. Gilded moldings decorate the buildings. Towering pillars reach high into the sky. Your carriage takes you past a spacious park with marble fountains and intricately trimmed bushes. On the streets, you see ornately decorated carriages bearing Archnean coats of arms and abundant merchants' tents filling the streets with beckoning cries and unusual sights. The spires of ancient temples dot the city's skyline. The carriage comes to a halt on a large city square with a towering marble fountain. The coachman says you have arrived. Thomas is to apply to the military academy. The academy barracks are two streets away. Your lodging house is in the alleyway nearby. A room has already been reserved for you. You get out onto the street and say brief goodbyes to each other. You promise to meet again after the entrance exams. Then your friend disappears in the crowded streets of the capital. I'd be really upset if Tommy fails the entrance exams. You are left to your own devices in this vast city. A group of nobles walk past. They are dressed in well-fitting clothes decorated with gems and golden thread. You are not even noticed. Street urchins chase a dog down the alleyway. Soldiers of the Imperial Legion are marching to fifes and drums towards the barracks. Humble pilgrims are gathering to the great temple of the twins. There are sounds of music and fountains and the smells of baked bread and garbage drains. You quickly check in at the lodging house, then go back outside. The sun is setting. The streetlights come to life. Merry music fills the taverns. Couples and nobles' coaches with tinted windows fill the streets. Shadows and hushed voices and laughter fill the parks. You are all alone with this city, so vast and unfamiliar. You take a look around, determined to fill your first night in the capital with memories. Ooh. You see young nobles gathered by the fountain, talking and making jokes excitedly. One of them keeps glancing at the clock tower. They are about your age. Their clothes are hand-tailored, and two of them bear noble swords. They seem to be waiting for something. It might be a good idea to make their acquaintance. It would be most helpful to develop familiarity with the influential nobles of the capital. Loud music comes from an establishment. Loud, not large. Loud music comes from a large establishment on the corner. Distracts you for a moment. The servants have just opened the shutters to air out the hall. It seems there will be a gathering inside. People from various estates greet each other as they take their seats. A servant by the door of the establishment hails you. Sir Gertie Arkwright will be making a speech about the rights of the common estate. If you wish to listen, you'd better get inside quickly. Then you look at the great temple of the twins at the far end of the street. The pillar shines the evening dusk above it. The temple gates are open and worshippers are flocking inside. There are too many people for an ordinary service. This must be something important. What do they preach here in the capital? What do they say of the new faith and the teachings of Patriarch Photis? You snap out of your reverie when you hear loud laughter. A group of young men dressed in the colors of the Imperial College have made the acquaintance of several lovely girls. They are making their way down the road, united by merriment. One of the girls smiles at you. It is an invitation to join them. They turn the corner and walk away. You can still hear the voices ringing and echoing through the street. A night of revelry and jolly, loud fun doesn't sound half bad. This is your first night in Eterna. No matter what you choose, remember it for a long time. We can meet the noble youths, forge a bond with the noblemen who we kind of want to throw down, but that is what it is. Listen to the Arkwright speech. Oh, that was for the common men thing. Interesting. Visit the great temple of the twins. I don't care about that. Run after the students. Ooh. We're down to 15, and this is the start of a new chapter. Getting a twofer on points is tempting, but am I at any breakpoints? My character reminds you of Thomas Jefferson. I can see that. Am I at any breakpoints? 8, 10, no. Nowhere near. Nowhere near. Scheming is 1 away. I don't think that was one of the options, though. Any scheming? No. Okay, so none of these are going to get me to a breakpoint. I think my best choice here is to go for the willpower to start the chapter strong with. I think that's my best choice. Because that way we'll be at 25 and we'll have some more to make. The students' merriment is infectious. You join their group. They're almost your age, maybe 1 or 2 years older. You see so many faces, and soon you're in a tavern somewhere in the city, getting to know so many people at a massive table. So many people, you don't even bother to remember their names now. And the wine flows like water. A lively tune is playing in the tavern. A girl just a bit older than you pulls you off your seat to dance. Her dress is unbuttoned a bit more than it's supposed to be. She smells of wine and honey. Ooh. You copy her motions in the dance as your hand clasps her waist. It slides lower of its own accord. She pulls you away suddenly and stares into your eyes, and then kisses you on the lips. You are startled at first, but soon you respond to the kiss as you pull her soft, supple body even closer. You spend all night dancing, only returning to the table to catch your breath and quench your thirst. The girl keeps embracing you and laughing, and pouring even more wine into your glass. You feel at ease, carefree, and happy. You do not remember returning to the lodging house. Your head and legs are aching in the morning. You can barely remember the names of last night's companions. After some consideration, you choose to remain in bed for the rest of the new day. Haha. But we are prepared for anything. Hello, it is me. I have arrived. It is the me. Luke's sermon. That is unfortunately where we have to stop for tonight, because it's past 3 a.m. I want to keep going. But we'll continue this. Let me check my schedule, because I'm doubling up on this week, because I love this game so much. Let's see. Tomorrow we're doing Doom. Wednesday night we are doing more Brante. But if you enjoyed this, go and like and subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow at 1:40 a.m. Eastern, we are playing the original Doom from 1993. I gotta get up my OG gamer cred. I remember playing this back in the day. So we're gonna do that tomorrow. Play some old school first-person shooter. And then Brante on Wednesday night. Doom again, probably Thursday night. And Friday night, I'm going to be playing Heavenly Bodies co-op with the Captain. And a big thing I'm looking forward to is Sunday night, I think 8 p.m. Eastern. Atya and I are going to be doing a collab where she's going to be my emotional support shrimp in a horror game she gifted me to bully me with. So I'm looking forward to all of that. This game got away from me like all last week. Every time I streamed this game last week, I didn't go to bed until like 4:30. But this game is great. It's so good. I expected it to be good, but it's great. This is the best choose your own adventure one I've played in a while. It reminds me of Guns and Sabers of Infinity, I think it was, which had no visuals. It was just a eye-blindingly searing white screen with black text. But that was another cool one. I don't think I'll do that on this channel just because I've already played through it, and it hurts my eyes because there's no visuals but a white screen. But anyways, I hope everyone has a fantastic Tuesday. I will see everyone tomorrow for Doom, where we're gonna get knee-deep in the dead. A mobile version of this, or for Guns of or whatever of Infinity, because remember there was a mobile version of them back in the day. Anyways, have a fantastic Tuesday, everyone. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care, fan gang.